Also, in the same year, 2020 November, we started to deploy ROV, the verification on our routers. So, route origin authorization or ROAR, it's an object, like, so it's a data. So states which is authorized to announce the particular prefix. So the major component in the data is IP prefix and maximum length of the prefix and the S number, right? You can create an ROAR by using the APNIC portal, or if you really want, you can establish your own CA and handle OpenSSL parameters, and you can issue own certificate as a ROAR. But usually we can use the internet registry system. We have over 3,000 employees at IIJ. So each one has sales responsibility, or some team has a responsibility for network, and we have our own local internet registry team. So they are managing our resources as a team. So they have RIR account. They have a JPNIC account, right? But the network team who want to issue the ROAR doesn't have the account because the account is too powerful, right? You can change who is information, like an address or a country code or reverse DNS entry, or even you can return the IP resource to the internet registry. We didn't want to make any mistake related to the such kind of the important account, important information. So we decided to provide a very strict use for the NOC team, just to manage ROAR on the interface, right? So, and then now the NOC team has account for the APNIC and the JPNIC. They can handle ROAR creating and modifying the information as such. So need to be careful. We have a plan how to handle ROAR at an IIJ. So when we have a new prefix, I mean, it's a rare case in these days, but we sometimes need to buy new IP prefix from other networks, because we have a cloud system, we have a server segment. So for that, we need more IP space. In that case, we need to buy some IP prefixes from others. In that case, we issue S0 ROAR for such an IP prefix at first, because we had the hijack case before. So to prevent such a case, we issue S0 ROAR for such an IP prefix as soon as it's coming to our account. Then, before announcing the prefix, the NOC team issue S2497 ROAR for the prefix, and then delete the S0 ROAR. Then started to announce the prefix to the internet. And it's not, we don't have such case, but just in case if the prefix are going to the LIL team, like the most of the customer return to the prefix to us, then we reissue the S0 ROAR just in case. So our basic policy is creating ROAR for all of our IP resources. And ROAR max length is the announcing prefix length. So RFC suggested this. So, and also IIJ does not deaggregate. only aggregated prefixes only to simplify the internet routing table. But there are some punching holes. So sometimes customer want to use the DOS mitigation service provided as a network. In that case, we need to issue a special law for that particular IP prefix. Right. And need to coordinate with the customer. Yeah, we had done several interesting cases. Most of our resources are allocated by JPNIC or assigned by JPNIC, including the historical IP resources. And the historical IP resource is a special case in the internet. It looks like usual number, but still in the system they treat it a bit differently in JPNIC. So we had done several issues with those resources, but it's already fixed. And we had the case that we reallocate the entire IP prefix to our customers, like an ISP, middle class ISP. They originate in they operate in the BGP by themselves, and they need to originate the announcement from their AS, right? So in that case, we need to ask the child ISP or downstream ISP whether they want to issue law for that prefix or not. And punching hole, as I said. So we need check every single announcement related to our IP prefix in advance to change or modify or issue laws that should match to our announcement from our network. But still, our coverage is under 40%. Why? We have many customer PI blocks. Because Japan started started to use the internet earlier, and we have many governmental, also academic customer in our network. They have own IP space as a PI. So for issuing law, the resource holder need to access the portal, then issue law. So it's not our responsibility to issue a law. It's a resource holder's responsibility. In that case, we need to explain the customer, like a university's network admin, the needs for the law or RPKI, the benefit and the risks, and also explain how to use the portal, and sometimes how to set up the account to access the portal, right? So that's challenge in our situation. So I think then we need a continuous effort to issue law in our network still. And then now we have a signed object. We have a certificate for our network prefixes. Then we need to verify. We need to use the information to protect our routing information, right? So for that, we can use a route origin validation, ROV. So it's a route filter based on the ROAs. You can apply policy according to match status of ROA on your edge, right? Like an eBGP connection to our network, or eBGP connection to your upstream, eBGP connection to your customers, right? And currently, you can reject or just set the BGP community attribute, or just monitoring purpose. To do that, we need a RPKI cache or relying party. So it's collecting the ROA information from registries, publication servers. Then verify each data based on the trust anchors. Our basic policy when we deploy ROV in our network, we deploy ROV on our eBGP routers for peers and then upstreams only so far. For customer side, we have a strict filtering policy. We put an ASPath-based filter and prefix-based filter as well. Very strict, very strict. So in that case, we don't have much benefit to deploy RPKI validation there. So currently, we just keep the existing strict filtering policy for the customer side. But in the future, maybe we change it to the ROV. But currently, yeah, just strict prefix and ASPath-based filtering. And we decided to drop ROV invalids. So if incoming BGP announcement doesn't match to ROA, then we reject. And others are treated as equal. So valid, unknown, or unverified, just we accept them. Relying party, so we have servers, right? Where to deploy and how much do we need? We decided each router has 2 RTL connection to different servers, right? Just to have a redundancy. And the servers deploy different POPs. Because in Japan, we have many disasters. Earthquakes every day, over maybe 30,000 per year, including, of course, small ones. And tsunamis, something coming, typhoon. In that case, such a distribution is necessary to maintain the stable service in our country. So we decided to deploy servers in the different POPs, and the router connect to the 2 different POPs, right? To have a stable connectivity. And currently, one server serving about 20 routers. We have about 100 eBGP routers, so like 2 or 3 sets of the server running in our networks. Right. That was a bit challenging for us as a network engineers. So when we decided to deploy such a change in our network, we had a discussion whether we need to explain to our customer or not. And of course, in that case, we need to let the sales team involved, right? So our sales team understand the needs for the secure routing, but they concerned about the impact of reachability, because we are going to reject some ROA invalids. So we did a study about the RPK situation, and we found about 3,000 invalid prefixes as of 2020, just before the deployment. And it was like 0.3% of the full routing table. And we couldn't tell it's big or small or minor or major based on this number. So we measured the traffic. So at the end, as a conclusion, the impact is minimal or nothing for our customer. And even we issued some invalid law, or not invalid, strange law, just for testing purpose in our network. So that, of course, creating the invalid route in the internet. So yeah, it's 3,000 invalids, but still it's nothing. It's maybe researching purpose sometimes. So as a conclusion, so again, not affect our customers. Just securing the routing information, just protecting our network. So we are confident, but still we got a request from our supporting team that they need a tool to find out if the reachability issue is related to this ROV implementation or not. So we deployed a Looking Glass or RPKI web interface for our supporting team, and also a list of the rejected prefix based on the ROV. Right. And for our customers, we decided to not to announce, because it's a network administration, right? And if we got a question from customer, if is there any impact? Yeah, maybe. We cannot explain that well, so we basically gave up. And instead, we decided to put some technical information or the background of the securing the routing table through the various community. So we presented the implementation at the journal, and also we posted a blog. So we publicly announced our deployment, but not for our customers. So that's a way we decided to announce our change about our routing policy. And when we deployed, actually changed the configuration, we adapted the staged deployment. We almost confident that we can reject the invalids, but still we adapted the staged deployment. So firstly, we apply local preference 0 for those invalids, RPKI invalids. Then gradually changed to DOP from APAC and the Europe region, then US peers, then to our upstream. By this, you can measure actual traffic on the upstream link, right? Because we reject an invalid already, and if you want to reach the invalid destination, it goes through the upstream link. So we monitored, and okay, almost nothing. Then we decide to drop all invalids, and no compliance so far. Monitoring is the issue. So the RPKI cache, there are several metrics, of course, maybe too much. And sometimes your RPKI cache cannot fetch enough information from publication servers. And sometimes you have disk space issues and such, right? So the challenge is what to alert on. There are many parameters. And the router side, we don't have MIBs to monitor the RPKI situation. So we basically log into the router, then type a command, then fetch the information and record it in the disk by the script. And after deploying such an RPKI, ROA, and ROV, we had a minor incident in 2022. So one European AS suddenly started to originate our prefix from their network. That was observed only at the Amsterdam node of Riperies. Yeah, still it's in the data, so you can check. But of course, we contacted the AS why they started to announce our prefix from their network. And then the announcement was stopped, but then we didn't receive any reason. Just silently they stopped the announcement. But we didn't have any customer impact because thanks to the lower ROAs, most of the ISP already dropped the such an invalid. So we didn't see any impact on our customer side. So it took roughly 1 year to deploy RPKI in our network. Monitoring still need to be improved in our network. And happy to have created LoRa because we had an incident. But beforehand, as we issued a LoRa, we did what we could, right? It's already there. So to protect your network, there's a tool, there's an implementation. Why not? And not to generate invalids when creating LoRa. You should be very careful. Should match with your announcement. And if you really need to deaggregate for your traffic engineering purpose, you should create LoRa for those deaggregated prefixes as well. But then I'd suggest to aggregate it only because most of the traffic coming from CDNs nowadays. So by announcing the sub-prefixes doesn't help that much anymore. It's better to ask the CDN provider or negotiate with them. It's a better way in the modern internet. And that's all from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Maj. कसैले केही क्वेसन छ? Any questions? हामी दुईटा मात्रै क्वेसन लिन्छौँ है. Any questions?
Good.
Okay. Thank you very much for your insightful. Next speaker is, I think, Subhas Khadka. Is going to present Unlocking Nepal's Internet Potential Infrastructure QoS Possible Roadmap.
Thank you. So before I begin my